Here we go, uploaded and coming at you another episode of Horse Race Bets here on this Thursday, getting ready for another outstanding weekend of action. Del Mar opening day is coming up. We're going to talk more about what's happening all of opening day coming up in tomorrow's show. We already gave you our selection for the Oceanside, the opening day stakes. We'll talk about the card more on Friday. Today, though, talking about what's coming up this weekend at Del Mar. Going to have the Grade 2 San Clemente Handicap, Saturday, 1 mile on the turf, 9 runners in this field, and quite a few of them come out of the same race. So they ran in the Honeymoon, which was at the end of the the stake that ran at the end of Santa Anita, pardon me, and it was a really great race. The runner-up is really who I think is intriguing. Me So Fancy was involved in a photo, and they lost that photo to the other runner in here, and I just think it was just, I still look at it, I'm like, wait a minute, how'd you not win that photo? It was a great run, a great ride. I think they'll get the same kind of trip. Me So Fancy will not be the favorite because of the presence of the runner that beat them last time out. So I think it's going to be a case of a little, what do you want to call it? Like maybe a little redemption for Me So Fancy, right? Because Me So Fancy was in a real fight, and Forenzi Flavor was able to get the advantage there. You know, As Catch Can is also an interesting horse in here, but I really think Me So Fancy is the way to go. And I think we'll get value. Not great value, but I think we can get 92. I'll take that, right? That's the big feature coming up on Saturday. That's going to be in the latter part of the card. But before that, you're going to get the $100,000 WICKERR Stakes. That's Saturday, 1 mile turf, 11 runners. The thing that looking at this race, the thing you're going to have to figure out for these runners at Del Mar, normally we don't have this big of a gap in Southern California between races, but we were losing all these meetings, and so back in the day they would go from Santa Anita to Hollywood Park, and then they'd make their way to Del Mar. So you had this consistent running lines. You could really tell if the horse was fit. You have so much of a break, a month off for a lot of these horses, and so now we're trying to figure out if they're ready to come back. In this race, I'm looking for the horse because there's a little bit of speed in the race. So I'm looking at the horse that has the most recency, and I think has the best running style. Endlessly has the recency, right? Running in the first week of June. A lot of these other horses took off toward the middle or the end of May. And Endlessly, I think, has the great running style, and they'll take that situation with the blinkers, put them on, be a little bit closer, and I think that'll put them in a really good spot to unleash that really nice turn of foot. So I feel like Endlessly, I don't know how much value we're going to get, because if I can see it, everybody else can see it too. But I like that runner, and I think we're going to be able to make some things happen. That's what's happening with both of the stakes at Del Mar on Saturday. On the other side of the country, at Saratoga, we're going to go to the main track for the Grade 2 AG Vanderbilt Handicap. 6 furlongs on the dirt, 8 runners here. I've picked a runner that I'm not quite certain about the weather scenario on Saturday at Saratoga. It's been so weird, this whole meeting. So if they stay where they are, meaning if the track is fast, I like this runner. And if they get some rain and the track becomes off, I like this runner as well. And I think the runner's going to be sitting in a really good spot, has great experience with some tough competition, and they're going to need that experience to come through here. Nakatomi is a runner that I think just has everything that you need to really be competitive in this particular race, because they're going to be sitting. There's no doubt about that. But they're not going to be too far off. And Wesley Ward's going to have this runner ready to go, as they're now making second start off of a lengthy layoff, right? They hadn't run since November. They came back and ran in June. It wasn't horrible, but they obviously needed that. Now they get the pace scenario that I believe that they need. They'll get a nice setup, and they'll be in a good spot. Endlessly, we talked about that one at Del Mar, and Nakatomi, talk about this one at Saratoga. So we go with Nakatomi. We'll be lucky if we get morning line on this, but we might float up and get a little bit better value. We'll find out coming up. That's on Saturday at Saratoga. But Kian, today's Thursday. How do we get this money today? All right, let's go back to the same spot that we were able to kind of make things happen. Mommy's turn, not a big price. We knew she wasn't going to be a big price at Saratoga, but we were able to get that winner, and now we keep it moving. We go to the same spot. We go to the latter part of the card at Saratoga. It's going to be race number 9. They go a mile on the turf, and in this one, it's all about the rider. Fredo is the 8. 10-1 morning line. I really like this horse. I want you to go back and watch the backtrack for that last performance going a mile at Gulfstream Park. Watch it like 8 times, and I'm like, how did you lose this photo? But they just barely lost the head bob there. But it was a great ride. I think that Johnny V will do the right thing. I think that Fredo did a great job last time because the fractions weren't that really fast. It was kind of lone speed out there, and they had to go get that horse, and they did. Just lost the head bob. I think the same ride works beautifully at Saratoga. Johnny V could be the difference. I think he will be the difference. I love the value. 10-1 on Fredo. Fredo, I knew it was you. That's our selection to get the money. Play of the day, Saratoga, Thursday. Race number 9 at Saratoga. And we'll get all the monies as we say, with Fredo. All right, that's how we see things here on this Thursday. That's how we're going to move forward. Hopefully it works out. Hey, we're only here for one reason. We love to gamble on horses. That's why we're here. So let's just keep that what we're trying to do, right? We'll keep on working. If you have any suggestions, you have any handicapping things you want to add, go for it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't bother me at all. If you want to come in and keep stats, and that's fine too. You should keep record of what we're doing because we're trying to turn a profit. That's our goal. Let's get back into our profitable ways here. A couple of winners this week. See if we can keep it pushing. All right? That's going to do it for us here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, until next time, I'm Ken Rudulph. We'll see you here, and good luck and enjoy whatever you're into. I got to go. I got stuff to do.